What is going on, everyone? This is Eric coming at you from just outside of Hartford, Connecticut, and today we're going to look back at the draft pick swap that would lead to the selection of Patrick Mahomes during the 2017 NFL Draft. So this trade was between the Kansas City Chiefs and the Buffalo Bills, and it saw Kansas City acquire the 10th overall pick from Buffalo in exchange for the 27th, 91st, and a 2018 first-round pick. How did this trade work out for the two teams? We will start with the Kansas City Chiefs, who, with the 10th pick, would select quarterback Patrick Mahomes. And Mahomes, so week one, or his rookie year, he is the backup to Alex Smith. And what ends up happening is come week 17, he ends up getting the start. And he throws 22 completions on 35 attempts for 284 yards. Now, he does not get his first career touchdown, but he does throw an interception. So Alex Smith ends up getting traded away, and Mahomes becomes the starter for the 2018 season. And he just bursts onto the scene for the 2018 season. Now, his second week in the 2018 season saw him throw for 6 touchdowns. He ends up being the AFC Offensive Player of the month of September. Now, he would end the regular season with over 5,000 yards, becoming only the 7th quarterback in NFL history to do so. Now, he took care of Indianapolis in the divisional round of the playoffs, but unfortunately for him and the Chiefs, they would fall to the New England Patriots in the AFC Championship game. So he finished the regular season throwing 383 completions on 580 passes for 5,097 yards, 50 touchdowns, and 12 interceptions. Now he added 272 yards and a pair of touchdowns on the ground. Now this alone, 50 touchdowns, was alone enough for him to win the NFL MVP. So he had another very strong campaign in the 2019 season, leading the Chiefs to an 11-3 record under his watch, as he would have missed 2 games due to a dislocated patella. So he would complete 319 passes out of 284 attempts for 4,031 yards, 26 touchdowns, and 5 interceptions. Now he had a dominant playoff run, and his strong play during Super Bowl 54, especially in the fourth quarter, helped lead Kansas City to a 31-20 victory over San Francisco. So he would throw for 286 yards in the Super Bowl to go with a pair of touchdowns and a pair of interceptions. Now he would be named the Super Bowl MVP. So he would sign a massive 10-year, $477 million deal worth up to $503 million during the offseason prior to the 2020 campaign. Now, 2020 saw him had another very strong year as he would lead the Chiefs to the Super Bowl, but unfortunately they would lose. Now, he made numerous plays in that game, but he was dealing with a turf toe injury, and the rest of the team just wasn't there. The tackles were non-existent as the 2 starters were hurt, so it wasn't pretty. Now, during the 2020 season, he completed 390 passes on 588 passes for 4,740 yards. He also had 38 touchdowns to 6 interceptions. Now, a little fact here is that the Super Bowl was the first double-digit loss in his career. Now, he looks as dominant as ever. He did get surgery for his turf toe, so he should be more than ready to go for the 2021 campaign. So, some accolades for him. He's a one-time NFL MVP, one-time Super Bowl MVP, one-time NFL Offensive Player of the Year, 2018. He's also a one-time first-team All-Pro, one-time second-team All-Pro, and a 3-time Pro Bowler. He also led the NFL in passing touchdowns once, of course, 2018. So that is how Patrick Mahomes has done. Keep in mind, this is 4 years into that career. He still has many years to go. He looks as great as ever. What did Buffalo end up getting in return? So not to be outdone, with the 27th pick, Buffalo found themselves a good player when they would select cornerback Tre'Davious White. So Tre'Davious White has a solid rookie year where he started all 16 games, recording 69 tackles, 18 passes defended. He intercepted 4 passes, he forced a fumble, he would recover a pair of fumbles, and he actually returned 1 for a touchdown. Now, he would start all 16 games once again in the 2018 season. Now, he would end that year with 54 tackles, 2 interceptions, and 8 passes defended. Now, he would break out in a big way in the 2019 season, as he would record 58 tackles. He tied the league lead for interceptions with 6. He had 17 passes defended. He forced a pair of fumbles, and he recorded his first career sack. he would sign a 4-year extension with the Bills that will keep him in Buffalo through the 2025 season in the offseason that year. And then he had another strong year in the 2020 campaign as he would record 57 tackles, 3 interceptions, 11 passes defended, a forced fumble, a pair of fumble recoveries, and he recorded 1.5 sacks. Now, he did not get targeted much during the 2020 playoffs, but he did pretty decent when he was targeted. So, once again, he's a key piece for this Buffalo defense, and he looks like he's going to be around for years to come. So that 91st pick ends up getting traded to the Los Angeles Rams. So the Bills would actually trade the 91st along with the 44th to LA in exchange for the 37th and 149th. So that 37th pick would be used on wide receiver Zay Jones. And Jones was an okay player during his rookie year, as he would start 10 games, recording 27 catches on, get this, 74 targets for 316 yards and a pair of touchdowns. Now, he would step up a bit more in year 2, as he would start 15 games, and he would record 56 receptions for 652 yards and 7 touchdowns. Now, he ended that year as the Bills' leading receiver. Now, his playing time would fall off in 2019, and he ends up getting traded mid-season to the then Oakland, now Los Angeles Raiders. Now, he's traded for a 2021 fifth-round pick. That pick will be the 161st pick. That pick will be made on May 1st, so we'll have to see what happens with that one. Time will tell. So back up to this one, the 149th pick that the Bills acquired from the Rams is traded to the Atlanta Falcons. So the Falcons would get 75, 149, and 156 from the Bills in exchange for the 63rd pick. And with the 63rd pick, the Bills would select then guard Dion Dawkins. Now they would convert Dawkins to left tackle pretty quickly. And Dawkins started 11 of 16 games as a rookie, and since then he has started all 16 games for the Bills. Now he's a bit of an underrated left tackle in the NFL, as really not a lot of people talk about him as one of the elites, and he's not an elite, but he is still a very good player. He recently signed a 4-year extension with the Bills, so he'll be around for a while longer too. So back up to the top here, we have that 2018 first-round pick that the Bills acquired from the Chiefs, and that would become the 22nd pick, and it gets traded to the Baltimore Ravens. So it gets traded along with the 65th pick in 2018 in exchange for the 16th and 154th. So with the 16th pick in the 2018 draft, the Bills would select linebacker Tremaine Edmunds. And Edmunds became an instant starter at middle linebacker for the Bills. Now, he was all over the place, all over the field as a rookie. He played very well, as he did a little bit of everything, recording a pair of interceptions, a pair of forced fumbles, 12 passes defended, a pair of sacks, and 121 combined tackles. Now, he had a solid year too in the NFL, according 115 combined tackles, 1.5 sacks, 1 interception, 9 passes defended, and he actually got his first career safety. Now, he had a strong 2020 season as well for the Bills that saw him record 119 tackles, a pair of sacks, and 3 passes defended. He definitely has a bright future, and he is, up to this point, a 2-time Pro Bowler for the Bills. Now, the 154th pick in 2018 was utilized on cornerback Cernan Neal. And Cernan Neal has basically been a special teamer for 3 years. He's played very little on defense. So, all in all, Buffalo got some key players too. It's not like Kansas City ran away with this trade. How did the other teams involved do? So we will go with the LA Rams first. With the 44th pick back in 2017, the Rams would select tight end Gerald Everett. Now, Gerald Everett was a solid, albeit average tight end for the team for 4 years. He recorded 127 catches for 1,389 yards, as well as 8 touchdowns during his 4-year tenure in Los Angeles. He recently signed a contract with another team, so he's no longer a Ram. The 91st pick was utilized on safety John Johnson. And Johnson himself started as a backup, but he would jump into a starting role early on in his rookie campaign. Now, he would step up in a big way, recording 11 passes defended and an interception. 2018 saw him start all 16 games, and he would record 4 interceptions. Unfortunately, 2019 was a bit of a wash, as he would hurt his shoulder early on, which ended his season early. And then he had a solid 2020 season where he only recorded 1 interception, but he had a good year. And then he recently walked as a free agent as well, so the Rams kind of got all they could. But hey, they got solid 8 years combined of production from these guys. Now, the Oakland Las Vegas Raiders would get wide receiver Zay Jones. And Zay Jones, he's been a serviceable wide receiver 3 for a year and a half. Now, he's recorded 34 catches for 301 yards and a touchdown. He recently re-signed with the team on a 1-year deal, so he's around for at least another training camp. The Ravens, so they're pretty inconsequential in this trade. They would end up trading both of these picks, the 22nd and 65th in 2018, away in 2 separate deals. We are not going to discuss those, so pretty quick. Lastly, we have the Atlanta Falcons, who with the 75th pick would select linebacker Duke Riley. Now, Riley was an okay starter for 2 years, but he fell out of favor by his 3rd year in the NFL, and he ends up getting demoted to special teams, and then they end up trading him away. So we're not going to follow that trade, but then we have the 149th pick, which was utilized on cornerback safety Damontae Kazee. And Kazee had a quiet rookie year, but he would step up in the 2018 season, recording a league-high 7 interceptions. Now, he has a decent 2019 season, but when there was high hope for him for 2020, he would tear his Achilles in Week 4, which ended his season. He has since walked. He has joined the Dallas Cowboys. Now, the 156th pick was utilized on running back Brian Hill. Now, Brian Hill would appear in 1 game, not recording any stats, before being cut, and he signed with our practice squad, but he got poached. Now, he ends up coming back after playing a couple games with, I believe it was Cincinnati, and he spent the past 3-4 years in Atlanta as a solid change of pace back. Not a superstar, but a solid change of pace. So that was the Patrick Mahomes trade. Honestly, the Bills got a pair of solid starters, 3 solid starters, I would say. The Chiefs, of course, get a guy who, if he keeps playing this way, is going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer. And even some of the secondary teams did pretty well. So, good trade. The real losers of this trade are the Chicago Bears. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Have a good rest of your day.